On my most recent trip to Santa Barbara, California, I made not one, but two images. They show how I am starting to understand and be more comfortable with my camera settings, and my composition. And they also show a leveling up of understanding the edits I want to make. They just show that with practice and time, these skills will come. So for the first photo, I want to talk about the sunrise. For work, I get to travel to Santa Barbara from time to time, which is a wonderful perk. When I travel for work, I'm not there as a tourist, I'm there for work, so I usually go the same stretch of beach to get from the hotel to work. I've taken some beautiful photos already, and those photos are some of my best that I've ever made, and I wanted something a little different this morning. So I actually took off my shoes this time and walked around on the sand. I walked into the upcoming tide, and I felt the water on my feet, and it was beautiful. And I was looking for subjects to shoot. I was looking at birds and waves and boats and people. What would I shoot? What would be the interesting thing to capture? And I turned and I saw that the sun was coming up over this ridge, and there happened to be a really tall palm tree. And so I just parked in this spot. I was just standing sort of where the water was meeting the beach and waited. On this trip, I had taken my Fuji X-T5, my 16 to 55 f2.8, and a variable ND filter. I had all my camera settings the way I wanted. I had a very fast shutter speed. I think it was around 6400. I had my ND filter set to 4, and I was just waiting for the sun to come right into the lens. And as I was waiting for this picture, I took a couple of shots that I was already getting happy about. I was already seeing them on the LCD, and I knew that these were what I was looking for. I was getting the dark silhouette of the palm tree. I was getting the bright shine of the sun, and it was all working the way I wanted it to work. And just as I was getting ready to wrap it up, a bird flew through. I took the shot, and the bird was definitely luck, but I feel like I set myself in position to be lucky. So after the sunrise, the very same morning, after breakfast, I was walking to work, and I had seen this garage the day before. I'd seen this red convertible in it. It was, a little dusty. It was in this shop, and who knows how long it had been sitting in there. But I didn't have a whole lot of time to set my camera and my camera settings. I only had time to take a couple of pictures, but when I took one of the shots, I could see in the shot what I wanted from my editing software. That meant that even in conditions that weren't exactly right, I was moving really quickly, I needed to get the shot. In the shot, before I ever touched my editing software, I knew what I wanted from it. Immediately when I had a chance, I imported to Lightroom and I made the edits I wanted, and all I did was edit in the exposure. I did not even have to mess with the color or any of the dehaze or clarity or any of that. It was exactly what I saw when I took the picture. And that was very exciting to me. So here I had two pictures on a trip where I didn't take many pictures. I brought all this gear. I actually did a video from my hotel room. It was my previous video about my channel cratering. But I was mostly just trying out travel gear and how I would do it. And that's, again, why I really like this term, making a photograph. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm making these photographs. These photographs wouldn't exist if I didn't go out and I didn't take the time to take them and see the scene the way I see it and edit the way I want to edit. One of the other things I wanted to touch on, and I'll take off after this, is, I probably was in the same place a lot of you may be, which is I didn't want photography to become a chore. I didn't want it to become boring. I didn't want it to become a job. It was something I did on the side that I liked, and I already had a job, so why would I want to come home and edit and do all these things? Editing is not a bad word, just don't spray and pray. If you don't take 1,000 shots of the same exact image, then there's not 1,000 shots to go through. I don't know, I think I'm rambling. What you want to do is you want to get to a point where you feel that you're making your photos. You're making them, you're not taking them. And when you get to that point, I think you'll share what I'm feeling right now, which is excitement. I realize that I'm still very new to development of my photography, and that's that's an exciting place to be. I would rather be here than feel like I have nothing left to learn. No one should ever feel that way. You can always learn something. If you've made it this far, I always feel like I have to say that because sometimes it feels a little ridiculous doing this, but if you've made it this far, I appreciate it so much, and I thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.